Sorry about that. I was just on the ride with Sarah Hartmann, the 24/7 ride for Ironman Foundation. She should be coming on here very shortly. Sorry about those difficulties. Thank you for swapping over to this new link. I think it was just because I sweat so much on my keyboard that it wouldn't work. But thank you so much for joining us. We are going to get started here. Sarah will be popping on here any second to tell you more about all the great things that the Ironman Foundation has been doing. We just did an hour-long bike ride on our trainers. We had about 12 people. Mike Riley was on there. Tony Lugo was on there. Sarah Hartmann was on her bike, physically on her bike out on the roads, doing some great work. And so all this is going to the great need of the frontline workers that are out there that are battling the COVID-19. Sarah is joining us here. She's going to, all right. Hey, we are all good. I told him, I said I blamed it on myself. I sweat on my keyboard way too much, and I think it short-circuited it. So everybody is on here now.
I'm just sending the link, so my mom and dad are trying to join.
Okay, perfect. I was telling everybody about what we were just doing on that 24/7 ride. It's an amazing experience, and you were out there doing it on your bike with your video. I was very impressed with your coordination skills.
Thanks. I had to practice. I practiced earlier. Don't tell my parents that I was doing it.
It was fantastic, Sarah. And you know, the Ironman Foundation has always been really near and dear to my heart, and I think that's something that I love about the sport of triathlon is that, you know, not only do you get those great events, not only do you get the impact and experience of being in those events, but the Ironman Foundation provides that why. How important is that to have that why for those triathletes?
I think it's essential. You know, each of us has a personal journey inside this sport, and I think inside any sport, but triathlon in particular is pretty special. It's comprised of lots of people like yourself, like the people we train with and we race with and we work with, all really devoted to this idea that anything is possible. And now, of course, in light of, you know, current events, anywhere is possible. I'm excited to touch a little bit, you know, this evening on the Ironman VR series and just what that means to thousands of people all over the world, that we're able to come together as a community in this dire time and still train and race and be a community so that when we are back together and we can race again, there is this celebration and this connection, this mutual connection over our why and our purpose. It's unique and it's personal. I know a little bit about yours and you know a little bit about mine, but I think, you know, where we align, and, you know, you started it really beautifully by saying, you know, the Ironman Foundation, our mantra is service through sport, commitment to community, #race for more. And we are this family, this ohana of athletes and staff and partners and donors and like-minded people who who are incredibly invigorated and driven by the idea of getting across a finish line, but using that journey to impact people's lives tangibly. And
I love it. I love it. And you said the word ohana, because that is my favorite word, you know, and it's so impactful because it says, you know, everybody is a part of everybody and nobody gets left behind. And that is so true in the race of triathlon, where you have those individuals that go 9 hours and then you have those individuals that go 17 hours, but nobody's ever left behind. And that's the cool part. And now let's get into that VR racing a little bit more, because it's been crazy racing. I mean, watching some of those individuals, they have fast courses, you know, it's a different atmosphere. There's drafting. Now there's drafting in this.
There's some strategy, and it's different, you know, than being, you know, out in the real world, if you will. I will say it's been tremendously exciting. I sound like a broken record to my team, you know, always looking for silver linings. I think it's really important to celebrate joy and when you can get it, and laughter when you can have it, and silver linings when you can find them. And it has been tremendously exciting to watch the Ironman and now Rock and Roll VR series unfold in a heartbeat.
Right.
Watch our teams come together and work through the night to create these platforms where, again, people can, train and find purpose and community, and do it through sport is really cool. And to know that thousands of people are engaging in that way every week, to have our pro challenges on, the Facebook Watch channel, Ironman Now over the weekend. So, we're gathering again around sport and all of that viewership and opportunity. And we'll talk in a second about IronAid and how it's so amazing that, we're able to share each week the different programs and projects that the foundation is working on. But it has truly been a thrill. And now, this weekend is really exciting because we're offering the Ironman VR Challenger and Classic divisions. So we are, I don't know if you saw that information, but we're working our way towards a place where we can, truly place people and eventually qualify them, which is super exciting for all of us. You know how competitive and tight we all are inside this.
No. Nobody in this arena is that.
It's just truly breathtaking to watch it unfold and to be a part of it, and very, very exciting. So there's, lots to do, obviously, through the Ironman Virtual Club, through the Rock and Roll Virtual Club, and all of those challenges.
And it's been cool because, we've talked to a lot of pros about these in essence, challenging times. And they said exactly what you said and exactly kind of what the VR is and the rock and roll is that it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to stay healthy. And I think that's, the basic mission is like stay healthy while at the same time being part of something bigger than yourself. Mm-hmm. That's what today was. I want to kind of touch on what we did just a few hours ago and what caused the technical difficulties of me sweating on my computer.
A few minutes ago, you just said hours. We literally just got
felt like hours ago. I'm still tired. But we did that 24/7 ride challenge. Tell me more about that, because it was so cool to have all these people involved and also raising a lot of money in a short period of time.
Yeah, so I'll tell you about the 24/7 ride for relief, but I think I'll also tell you the whole IronAid story.
Definitely.
Some of the people who are watching may not, necessarily know or understand what the Ironman Foundation is. So at a high level, we are the charitable arm of the Ironman Group, and our whole family of events all over the world, every, sport, every distance. So from Ironman and Ironman 70.3 to the Rock and Roll Marathon Series, our goal is to create positive, tangible impact in all the places where we race by awarding grants and supporting volunteer efforts. And typically in a year, the Ironman Foundation has athletes engage with us as fundraisers or they donate. You've done it before. Yep. Take big groups to both, the Ironman World Championship and the Ironman 70.3 World Championship, and all of that great fundraising and support goes back into our communities to help support their mission-based work all year round. It's about 1,500 organizations every year that receive grants from us, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Well, we were on track to have our biggest year ever, and then the pandemic hit. And so we quickly pivoted a program that was created last year. It was actually inspired by, I think Dr. Tim Deere from West Virginia. Yep. He's raced with us many times. He's an ex-sea athlete. He's a member of our Malama Club. And he said, I think that there are athletes in the healthcare industry who race Ironman to stay fit, and they would want to raise money for the Ironman Foundation to support health-related causes. And so we created this program called IronAid. And this year, in light of the pandemic, all athletes are now IronAid athletes. And the funds that we're raising are helping to support the IronAid COVID-19 Support Fund. And we've raised over $200,000 to date. Our first round of grant funding went out May 1st. 40 grants went to health-related organizations around the world to support their COVID-19 response programs. In this first round, we wanted to rapidly fund groups who are serving the largest number of people. Mm-hmm. And can get the work done quickly, tangibly, immediately, powerfully. And these 40 groups are serving 1.25 million people.
Wow.
So it feels, I've said this a few times, so sorry if I'm repeating, but
no, you're good.
There's so much uncertainty right now.
Yes.
And there's so much fear. And I know that what you do every day, you are tangibly making a difference and you are helping people one-on-one. Not everybody really has that experience. And so at the foundation, to be an Ironman Foundation athlete or part of our team or a donor, to know that the dollars you are giving or raising are going directly into groups and organizations who are serving people immediately feels like you have purpose.
Right.
You feel like you're helping in some way, and that is a true gift. So that's been a cool aspect of the program are the grants. I'll just say that if you work for a health-related organization, the next round of grants, the applications close May 29th, and we'll announce those in June. We have a couple of other programs through IronAid. We have a face mask program. As you can imagine, we have a whole bunch of unused race shirts in our warehouse. And so there's a gentleman named Mike Kane who he's done something like 39 Ironman events and has raced with us at the foundation and with XC as well. And he reached out and said, my company, Framebridge in Kentucky, is repurposing part of the factory to help meet needs. Is there anything that we can help you with? And I said, could you take a race t-shirt and turn it into a non-sterile face covering? And literally 2 days later,
that's cool.
This is a Rock and Roll San Francisco race shirt and, non-sterile face covering, a droplet mask. And it just, I think, speaks to the power of brands, people, organizations, for-profit, nonprofit aligning, finding a way to work together, repurpose assets, to meet needs. And that's kind of a cool story. And there's a nonprofit called Good 360 who is picking up all the shipping. So these masks are getting to like the Arizona Professional Firefighters Association, to the city of San Francisco, and they've picked up that shipping cost for us. So that's a huge lift. And we've got a nutrition program that's happening now where our race directors in our Ironman and rock and roll communities are receiving a small grant to help meet nutritional needs in their communities. So they're filling food banks and, helping in the shelters and feeding frontline workers. And all of this, of course, takes donations and money. And so our amazing Ironman Foundation team and ambassadors came together, and have to give a big shout out to Brent and Reagan because they're running this program called the 24/7 Ride for Relief to support the Ironman Foundation and the IronAid COVID-19 Support Fund and raise awareness for these programs. And so we kicked off at noon last Saturday. So if you count, there are 168 hours between last Saturday and this Saturday. It ends at noon on Saturday, May 23rd. So we just knew we wanted 168, at least one person per shift, right? So as of today, there are something like 230 athletes who have signed up to ride with us in, get this, 789 different 1-hour shifts. They are comprised of 21, they come from 21 different countries, 40 states. And when they, when all that mileage, 789 1-hour ride, that's about 13,400 miles.
Wow.
Is massive. And
Brent would say I was going too slow today to actually account for any miles.
He is a taskmaster for sure. Notice I am much less sweaty than you, but I still, still glowing.
I love it.
Yeah, and so far over $50,000 has been raised. We have an incredibly generous ambassador who is matching donations. We have 2 different programs coming up where about $10,000 in matching will happen, and all of that is going towards the grant program, which we're really excited about.
And the coolest part about that person who's doing the matching donations is not only they're giving the money, but they're also riding. That just speaks volumes to the people that are a part of these kind of efforts from the foundation, that, you have such great ambassadors. How can people find more out about being an ambassador or being part of some of the programs like Gold Star Initiative or even donating?
Please visit our website. It's ironmanfoundation.org. org. You'll find a button in the upper right-hand corner to go to the 24/7 ride. There's a button up there to go to the COVID-19 page where you could apply for grants or learn more about face masks, that sort of thing. You can also donate. There's a button there for you to do that. Mike Riley and I are engaged in a little 24-hour pledge drive right now for the 24/7 ride. We just kicked it off. And Rob, thank you for joining us on that ride. It was super fun.
I haven't done much in a long time.
Well, and super impressed that you wore your kit. I mean, I was not expecting that.
Hey, we got to do things the right way, right?
That's amazing. That's totally amazing. And it was very nice to get outside and to see so many people, online with us. For those who haven't done the ride yet, there's a Zoom chat going on the whole week. We call it the transition zone. And so at any hour of the night, you can log into Zoom and be online riding with people or chatting. And so our past hour, we were on with Mike Riley, of course, our full Ironman Foundation team, the senior senator from Arizona, Kirsten Sinema, lots of amazing friends, and Tony Lugo, our race announcer from Latin America, was there. Ryan Kinder, one of our ambassadors, who's also a country music singer based in Nashville, and it has been amazing the way people have embraced it. And Brent said something, a couple of times. And that is our core team of athletes have found purpose, coming together, even in the middle of the night, getting together to do a ride. It's pretty cool. And the other thing I've really enjoyed seeing is that there are so many new athletes to us. They haven't engaged in Ironman Foundation programs before, and they're picking up and joining in the ride because they want to help make a difference. A lot of international athletes, and so that's been really cool. And so, you mentioned how can people learn about programs. I want to say thank you again for being one of our Gold Star Initiative athletes last year.
That was amazing opportunity, because like you say, with all these, it kind of gets emotional, because I think back to that moment, and I struggle constantly with PTSD. And you look at the Gold Star, and I met Mike Ergo and Lisa Anderson, who helped to create the program. And the program's not just about the Gold Star families, but it's also about helping you to understand how to continue to move forward and why to continue to move forward. It takes one step at a time. It takes one pat on the back at a time. And healing isn't a one and done kind of thing. And that's what I loved about this. I'm still in contact with the family. I look at those pictures on my phone all the time, carrying that flag and that sand. If they could take that sand away, it would have been a really nice day. But I look at those and I see the perspective and the purpose. I've been racing a long time, but that bigger than you purpose is always something that I love. And that Gold Star Initiative, it's just an amazing program.
I agree. And, truly the brainchild of Mike Ergo, who is, such a special friend and ambassador and athlete. And, then teaming up with Lisa Anderson, who is a Gold Star mom. It really has made it so special to honor Gold Star families, but also connect them with, veterans and members of the military to create a space to heal and to do it through sport. And that, I think, is such a truly unique opportunity, and, something that has been resonating for me really strongly, in the face of the pandemic, has been the words of Nelson Mandela. He has that famous speech. I'm going to read it because I don't know it by heart, but sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they can understand. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair. And if there's any guiding principle to get us out of this and onto the other side, it's that we can drive hope through sport.
Yeah.
So
I love that. I love that. And there will be races, and there will be down the road. And I think, if people are looking for that ultimate purpose, that ultimate, discovery of why I think they should look to one of the programs in the foundation, or, donate now, get a part of it. To be able to get a race kit, an Ironman Foundation race kit, they got to be part of the team, right?
Correct. So
and those are pretty cool.
Thank you. And wait till you see the new Santini kits. We're really excited about them. They are here. And when you join Team IMF, Team Ironman Foundation, that's our peer-to-peer fundraising program. You get an entry to an Ironman 70.3 or Ironman event, and you agree to fundraise an amount. And you get all kinds of cool stuff like a kit, as you just said, and an incredible, support system. And I love, again, one of the cool things about this part of this chapter of our journey with the Ironman Foundation is, we have a closed Facebook group for our Team IMF athletes, and it's just blossomed into this, huge support network. So great. Anytime we can celebrate community and highlight that, it's awesome. Team IMF athletes get, all kinds of special perks. You get a priority athlete check-in, you get a low bid number if you want to, you rack next to the pros. And and I would say, some of the other cool things are we very often will offer programming like service projects at our races, where you get a chance to give back as part of your race experience. And we're very fortunate to have a wonderful team of ambassadors, both age groupers and pros. Mike Riley is the captain. We have 6 pro ambassadors: Marinda Carfrey, Timothy O'Donnell, Ben Hoffman, Sarah True.
Who are those people? Those are kind of important people in triathlon.
It is. I will say, I think it's really fun that, before Mike Riley calls you an Ironman, you are, helping to give back to a race community side by side. You're rolling up your sleeves and getting stuff done. And it's a very cool path to be on. And it's been wonderful to see our Team IMF Ohana grow.
Right.
We've had a tremendous growth in the program, and I love that. I love that people are excited about giving back through sport.
I love it. We need to get one of those IMF Ohana shirts.
I love it.
Let's get one. That's the next shirt. I want the first one though.
Got it.
I love it. I love it. Well, I was thinking back to when you were repurposing the face mask, because as a firefighter, I understand the face masks are, in essence, the person who's wearing it is caring about everybody else, not wanting to give. And, that symbolic gesture of repurposing these finish line shirts that would be somebody's iconic dream of finishing, and repurposing it as, I care about you. I'm going to wear this. And then when I get that finisher shirt, that's going to be a great day. What a great program you guys are running right now. I love it.
Thanks. We feel super fortunate to, again, be able to take the support and the generosity of our athletes and donors and turn it as quickly as possible into tangible impact. And whether that is, a grant to help feed hungry kids, or create a face mask that is going to keep others safe, upcycling a t-shirt. We're very fortunate that we're able to just, turn these programs into reality and do so pretty quickly and help as many people as possible.
I love it. Well, Sarah, thank you so much again for coming on, and for also allowing me to come and ride with you guys today. That was a fantastic adventure I haven't done in a while, and I needed one of those. So.
Well, thank you, Rob. Let's do it again. The 24/7 ride ends on Saturday the 23rd. So,
well, you know what? Tonight I may hop on there. I saw there were some open spots, but I really think that anybody that's listening to this should really hop on there. Go to the IronmanFoundation.org and click on that button and cycle for a greater cause. Don't you?
I think it's a fantastic idea, and thanks to everybody who's jumped into that already. Thanks to everybody who's donating. I will promise you that every dollar will make a difference, and we appreciate every donation that we receive. We're doing our best to turn it into hope and to impact.
I love it. Well, Sarah Hartmann, thank you so much for coming on today, and thank you everybody for tuning in. Sarah Hartman's going to be on this show again. So, well,
Thank you,
the
Rob.
next
I
time I won't sweat on my computer. I promise. All right. Thanks for joining us today and have a great day.